Okay, for the last week we've been talking about the Pythagorean Theorem. Remember, the Pythagorean Theorem can be used to find missing sides in right triangles when we know the other two sides. Pythagorean Theorem states that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Or another way of saying that is, in a right triangle, the sum of the squares of the legs is equal to the square of the hypotenuse, where the legs are a and b and the hypotenuse is c. Alright, on the study guide that I gave you to prepare for tomorrow's test, I want to go over two of the problems with you. Number 7 talked about Jane and Miguel going to different schools. And it tells you that when Jane walks from the house, she goes 6 blocks east. So if this is the house, Jane is going 6 blocks east. And her brother Miguel, he walks 8 blocks north. So sometimes drawing a little picture would help you out in solving one of these word problems. And essentially the question asks, how far are the two schools from one another? So basically you have a right triangle with legs of 6 and 8, and you need to find the hypotenuse. And the way we would do that, again, is using the Pythagorean Theorem. 6 squared plus 8 squared has to equal c squared. 6 squared is 36, 8 squared is 64, and that's what's going to equal c squared. 36 and 64 is 100, equals c squared. We're going to get c by itself, means we need to find the square root on both sides, and the square root of 100 was 10. So that's where we got that the schools were 10 blocks apart. Next question talked about finding how long of an object we could fit into a box that had a, let's see, I think we had a box that was 4 by 3 by 12. And in order to find out how long to go from this corner down to this corner, to find the length of that line, which would be a hypotenuse for this triangle, we first need to know how long this line is. Because this would be one of the legs that we would use for that triangle. So here we go. We're going to set up two Pythagorean Theorem problems here. First, to find this missing length would be the hypotenuse of a 3 by 4 triangle. So we can say that 3 squared plus 4 squared will equal c squared. 9 plus 16 is c squared. 25 equals c squared. Find the square root on both sides, and we get 5 equals c. So this line here, we now know is 5 units long. So between this line that's 5 units, the height of 12, that makes our right angle. Now we can find this length, which would be our hypotenuse. So we can say that 5 squared plus 12 squared will equal c squared. 5 squared is 25. 12 squared is 144. So we get 169 is c squared. Square root on both sides. And you can find out that you could fit a 13-inch object into a box that's 12 inches tall by 3 inches wide, 4 inches deep. All right. Good luck. Practice up. Be ready for your test tomorrow.